In Uvalde's tranquil town square, Tuesday's violence brought together every type of person trying to heal in every type of way, paying respects, praying, comforting, and crying out for the 21 lives taken from this town.
Yo en mi casa yo grito, yo lloro.
Dora Mendoza is the grandmother of one of the victims, Amory Jo Garza.
Quiero respuestas.
I want answers, she said today. Why didn't the police go in before everything happened? That's the same question reporters had for the head of Texas DPS.
For the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period.
It's awful.
Jesse Rodriguez is the father of victim Annabelle Rodriguez. Annabelle's cousin and close friend, Jackie Casares, was also killed.
They let our baby get slaughtered. Sacrificed. While they're sitting behind a wall.
The older brother of victim Xavier Lopez
ridiculous, man.
can't believe it either.
You know, they signed up to be a policeman to protect, everybody, man, their community. You know, they're being selfish. They didn't do that. You know, it just angers me.
Far from the cameras, the memorials, and the reason for all of it, we met Jesse Rodriguez and his fiancée Esmeralda this afternoon in this Uvalde park.
Still mad. I'm sick. I'm angry.
Jesse's first day back in the city since leaving town to block out the worst day of his life.
It's ugly. It's ugly because a piece of my life is gone.
His 10-year-old daughter, Annabelle, was murdered inside Robb Elementary. Rodriguez didn't want to talk about that. Instead, he wanted to tell me about the girl who loved school and hated missing class.
She's been on the road many times, up to her last day.
Rodriguez says his daughter was curious, including about the family's carpentry business.
Last things I was teaching them was putting the laminate flooring. This is my baby.
Annabelle adored the family's 2-year-old dog, Patrona, and wanted to be a veterinarian. And she enjoyed goofing around with her twin sister, Angeli, who was homeschooled. 10 years of good times Rodriguez is now putting into words.
But I didn't think she'd be gone like that soon.
Stemming from a pain that is indescribable. Not everyone was happy about the president and first lady's visit. One man told me he wished they wouldn't come right now. There was also a pickup that was circling this memorial area flying anti-Biden and pro-AR-15 flags. But many people we talked to here welcome the visit, and they hope it's the first step to larger change. This morning in Uvalde's town square, children's voices filled the air as people mourned the children and their teachers murdered at Robb Elementary.
It hurts, whether you live here in Uvalde or not. Yeah, it has to hurt, and it impacts everyone.
Offers of comfort came from those on 4 legs and on 2.
We need to have faith.
Dan Beasley drove with his son from Michigan to help heal this community after just returning from Buffalo.
This community is going to hurt for a while, but they're going to get through it. They're going to get through it with prayer.
Sylvia Abrego Ariza says this tragedy shouldn't be normalized.
We need to make some serious changes in our communities. It starts in our families. It starts with the parents.
Others here believe it starts with President Joe Biden and other elected officials.
Let's make our voices heard at the ballot box.
These teachers want gun reform.
I did not go into education to learn how to shoot a gun and to defend other children.
C.A. Martin also wants tougher gun laws.
I go over to the tower and I watch them bringing down, the bodies.
This is a warning to the citizens of Austin.
Martin told me he was in the building next door to the UT Austin Tower during the mass shooting in 1966.
I have faith in Biden to possibly pull something off. He knows how to get people together. He's been there for 40 years. We've got some Republicans talking today that had never talked.
A glimmer of hope. This mass shooting could be the last. Adam Bennett, KHOU 11 News. On a sunny Saturday morning outside Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church in Uvalde, volunteers were making sure the grounds were looking their best during a time when so many of the faithful are feeling their worst.
I have no energy. but I figure the little energy that I have, I can come and put it to good use.
This teacher from Robb Elementary showed up to help.
I told my kids to pray. That's how they stood very quiet, knowing someone was right there.
She asked us not to share her identity to protect her job.
I pray to God, please shield my door, please shield my wall, because I could hear everything happening right there. I could smell it. I could smell it. We were right there.
She came with her friend and former coworker.
Irma and Eva were our go people, our to-go people.
Here to support her.
I lost my son 2 years ago. He was 19 years old, and if it wasn't for faith and prayer, I mean, I wouldn't be here. I'm trying to figure out my purpose, and I think I've found my purpose.
Catholic Charities Archdiocese of San Antonio is helping victims' families and survivors.
We have contacted counselors who dealt with the Sandy Hook massacre.
Fernandez is anticipating President and fellow Catholic Joe Biden's visit tomorrow.
And I hope he can bring us a message of love, hope, and respect and dignity.
A message spreading beyond the church.
And if anything anyone takes out of this, continue with your faith.
As a community knocked down, lifts itself up. Today, as investigators continued retracing the gunman's path into Robb Elementary and documenting the evidence, directly across the street, the first visitation for the victims of that mass shooting was held.
We were both born and raised here, you know. We needed to come and pay our respects.
Esther Rubio attended the visitation for Amory Jo Garza.
Pictures, you know, it's beautiful in there, really.
Garza's obituary says the 10-year-old had a heart of gold, loved Chick-fil-A, and wanted to become an art teacher. Garza's family did not want to talk publicly today. Media was not allowed inside.
Very melancholy music, very mellow, but it was beautiful.
Dorena Davila knows the family indirectly.
I'm heartbroken. I'm a mom.
Pamela Ellis traveled from Houston for the visitation.
When you walk through the door to the left, there was just a beautiful, tons of flowers and animals, stuffed animals.
A sermon by her pastor inspired her to make the trip. Ellis says she wanted to show the family that people still care and there's still hope.
What do you say? You say, as I said, I'm praying for you. Your families are in my prayers, and that's pretty much it.
The visitation for Maite Rodriguez started later in the afternoon. Her obituary says she was an honor roll student who wanted to become a marine biologist. A community from Uvalde and beyond coming together.
These families need to know that they're not alone, that we stand with them.
To support them through the turbulent days ahead.
My son died 2 months ago as of Tuesday. 2 months ago. And you haven't done nothing.
Brett Cross has had enough. On Monday at the special school board meeting.
All right, well, I'll tell you this. If he's not fired by noon tomorrow, then I want your resignation and every single one of you board members, because y'all do not give a damn about our children or us. Stand with us or against us, because we ain't going nowhere.
By Wednesday, the school board making this big announcement recommending P. Arredando's termination.
Now they're just scrambling because they're scared.
Is that enough for you?
No, hell no. Hell no. Because now they're just doing that to save their ass. And that's all it is to it.
The decision comes after the Texas House Committee investigating the Robb Elementary School massacre released a 77-page report detailing multiple systemic failures. Those failures ultimately cost lives.
We have to clean house. These people don't know what they're doing.
That's Vincent Salazar. He wears a button for his granddaughter, Layla.
I was her favorite grandpa.
Her life was cut short at Robb Elementary on May 24th.
This hurt that these parents have, and I have, that's not going to be cured.
That hurt is fueling the fight for Vincent and Brett, too.
I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated, obviously. But I have to fight. I have to fight for Uzziah. I have to fight for my other children that are still here that no longer get to tell their brother that they love them. I have to fight. So I'm pissed off right now. Nobody wants to take accountability because they know that it's an admission of guilt. You know what? Man up.